Once we believed in everything gentle, and in the silence between our hearts that spoke louder than any crown ever could. I remember those warm summer evenings, when I was still a girl, but almost a queen. And you were just someone with fire in your eyes, and no fear of who I was meant to become. We walked under olive trees where light spilled like liquid gold. And you told me dreams are not forbidden, even for those born into duty. I listened breathless and unsure if I deserved such thoughts, but I was still Leonor then, just Leonor. And when I laughed, it felt like I could carve a world where the rules bent just for a moment, so love could slip in. In your gaze I wasn't Spain's daughter, or the shadow of a throne. I was simply the girl who blushed when your hand brushed mine, pretending it was an accident. Once we believed in those small rebellions of the heart. Once we thought believing was enough. You never asked for promises, and perhaps that's why I almost gave you one. There was no need for declarations. We had the language of glances, the rhythm of secret moments, and the pulse of something we didn't dare name. That's the cruelty of royalty. We are taught how to rule lands, not how to navigate the geography of our heart. I was raised on protocol, tradition, and silence. But you were music. You didn't need permission to feel. You pulled me into that freedom with every word that was too honest, too brave for the world I came from. Do you remember the courtyard that night when I told you I would always carry you, even if time carried us elsewhere? I don't know if you believed me, but I meant it. It wasn't a vow. It was something more fragile, more real. Once we believed the world would be kind enough to make room for us. Once we trusted our feelings to lead us beyond the gates. There's a room in the palace no one enters but me. It has a window that faces the sun exactly at noon, and when the light floods in, I pretend I'm somewhere else. Somewhere where my name means nothing but who I am to you. Sometimes I write your name on scraps of paper I never keep. I say it under my breath, not aloud. I wear silence like a second skin, one I never asked for, but cannot remove. I wonder if you still smile the same, if your hands still sketch dreams into the air. I try not to search for your face when the cameras flash, but memory has its own will. I walk halls built by kings, but inside me is a girl still sitting on a bench with you, our knees almost touching, daring not to speak of tomorrow. Once we believed in now, and that was enough to warm 1,000 cold nights. But now, I wear frost like it belongs on my shoulders. I don't resent the crown. I was born with it quietly humming in my veins. But I do wish sometimes it didn't weigh as much as distant stuff. I'm expected to be composed, but you made me want to unravel, just a little. When they speak of me, they say I am the future, as if the present doesn't ache with loneliness. They forget I am still learning what it means to lose something that was never really mine to keep. You weren't a prince, and I wasn't meant to fall. But I did, slowly, sweetly, without regret. Do you remember the way we touched shoulders in the library, pretending to look for the same book? That simple moment, more sacred than ceremony. Once we believed we could keep that simplicity. We believed we were clever enough to steal seconds from fate. I wonder now if fate simply smiled and waited to collect them all. Even now, I thank it for letting me taste something real. If I had one day, just one, without title, expectation, or eyes watching, I would find you. Not to ask for anything, not to relive what once was, but to see if you still carry that same softness in your gaze. I would ask if you too still remember that night by the fountain, when we talked about stars as if they belonged to us. I tell you I kept your words folded inside me, like letters never sent. I'd show you that even queens have shadows shaped like love. We believed in something bigger than rules. That belief was our rebellion. Not loud, not dangerous, just deeply ours. Even as the world moved forward, I held on to that invisible thread between us. I stitched it into my laughter, into the way I look at the world when no one is watching. And maybe, just maybe, that thread still runs through you. Once we believed that was enough, I still want to believe it.